The navies owned by the countries are one of the important powers in the seas. Navies has inventory that includes many warships. The Indian Navy has 60,000 personnel and a navy with 295 ships, which includes many ships ranging from aircraft carriers to frigates. The Navy has been strengthened thanks to the aircraft carriers owned by the Navy. One of the important ships of the Indian Navy's Kapatan-class destroyers and Delhi-class destroyers are the best ships in the Navy. The Taiwanese Navy has more than 100 ships and 41,000 personnel. The Taiwanese Navy has a fleet that includes many ships from frigates to corvettes. The Taiwanese Navy has made it effective in Asia by constantly adding new ships to its navy. One of the most important ships of the Taiwanese Navy is the Chenkun-class ships. The Italian Navy is one of the countries with the highest number of ships in Europe with its 313 ships. Italian Navy is a modern navy with ships of every type. The Navy will perform many tasks and is one of the strongest navies in its region thanks to capacity and its ships. Thanks to the cavalry aircraft carriers, which make the Italian Navy look beautiful, it has the capacity to carry many aircraft. The South Korean Navy, which has one of the most important navies in Asia, is better than many navies in Asia with more than 150 ships and more than 70,000 personnel. Ships of the Saiwan class are one of the most powerful ships in the Navy. Thanks to the many ships of the British Navy from aircraft carriers to submarines, it has the capacity to hit many targets and perform all kinds of tasks operationally. Royal Navy has 177 ships and 34,000 personnel. Royal Navy operates 4 Vanguard-class ballistic missile submarines, weighing 16,000 tons and equipped with Trident E missiles and Spearfish torpedoes to be a deterrent at sea. The French armament has the best navy in Europe. The navy has 180 ships and 44,000 personnel. The French Navy uses its navy effectively thanks to the exercise as it conducts with many countries. Charles de Gaulle aircraft carriers are the best ships of the French Navy. The Japanese Navy, which is among the best navies, has more than 50,000 personnel and more than 150 ships. Japanese Navy also has ships capable of competing with the navies of many countries. Helicopter carriers are serving in the Navy instead of aircraft carriers. Tiger-class helicopter carrier makes the Navy more powerful. Russian Navy is a navy that actively uses its navy in many places and includes many ships. The Navy has more ships than many navies with 80,000 personnel and more than 300 ships. The aircraft carrier is the best ship of the Russian Navy. The Chinese Navy is one of the countries with the most personnel in the world, with 300,000 personnel and more than 600 ships. The number of ships is constantly increasing due to the fact that the Navy is constantly producing new ships and adding them to the Navy. The Navy is better thanks to the cosnets of aircraft carriers, one of the most important ships of the Chinese Navy. US Navy is the most powerful navy in the world with 347,000 personnel and 480 ships. The Navy is the country with the most aircraft carriers in the world. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers are one of the best ships in the Navy.